first of all, like, tell me, in general, sort of how you doing, how things are in your life, um, just in general.
Everything is good. I'm in a good space. I'm working on my brand, hip hop movement.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm doing like selling t-shirts. I'm vending right now,
Okay.
selling hip hop movement t-shirts at different events and stuff. Well, a lot of events, and
Okay.
that's going over really, really, really well.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm definitely happy with that. Um I'm still seeing a therapist, still seeing a psychiatrist, and I'm on my pills and stuff. Um so yeah, everything is good, a couple of weeks and a couple of weeks back, I was feeling down and whatnot.
Mhm.
Um, because during that time I wasn't really on the pill. I wasn't taking the depression pills the way I supposed to have been taking them.
Okay.
And yeah, because you got this opportunists out here um slandering me and anybody that she sees connected to me, she want to slander and lie and stuff like that. So it was really, because she wanted me to take Bambataa to court.
Hmm.
Um, and since I didn't, I wasn't part of their agenda when
Hmm.
the Child Victim Act 1 year window was, I think it was like 3 days away or something like that. She went on Homeboy's channel and just like straight up like tried to like defamation of character and stuff,
Hmm.
but that didn't work. People seen through it. But it's just, just stuff like that, man. And I was about to check out, man. I was about to take these pills and whatnot. I had like 2 bottles of pills, and I put them all. I emptied the bottles on the bed, and I was getting ready to take all of them, because I was just tired because it's been a nonstop ordeal since, with these two individuals, um just doing anything,
Hmm.
and lying and just slandering me, and you know anybody just connected to me, they just attack. Well, she attacks for no reason,
Hmm.
and it was just getting to me.
I'm
And
sorry to hear that.
yeah, no, it's okay, but right now, I'm definitely in a good space.
Okay. Wow. This individual, what's her motive? What does she have to gain out of this, in your opinion?
Um, well, I guess I guess it all started, what, is like 7 years ago, when she was doing this video documentary or whatever it was. And I first said no. I didn't want to be in the documentary. Everybody was coming at me to be in documentaries and videos, and I turned everybody down.
Hmm.
And then I don't know what she told Homeboy. You should know who I'm talking about. I don't know what she told him.
Hmm.
But he started, saying slick stuff on his channel, I guess because he was the first one to interview me on YouTube, you
Hmm.
know, and I just did it just so that they could leave me alone, and uh, you know, all through that course, they wanted me to take Bambaataa to court,
Hmm.
and I guess, I don't know. Maybe they wanted to put that in the video. I don't know,
Hmm.
and then uh uh I guess the money that she put out, and nobody nobody wanted the documentary. None of the places that she tried to sell the documentary, like these networks, cable networks and stuff, like Hulu and all of that, so I don't know, man. And then, like I said, a couple of days before the child victim act 1 year window was up, it's just been non-stop
Mm-hmm.
ever, ever since then, because I had, to me, it was like an agenda,
Mm-hmm.
and I just was not a part of that agenda. I seen it a mile away,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny because she didn't even know what the Zulu Nation was, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and my thing is, you know, it's like I I don't know. I don't know what she has against me. I guess because I didn't uh, complete the mission, you
Right.
know, and
Mentioning how
I
she
guess,
saw it.
yeah, and
What's her name if you feel comfortable saying who this person is, if you're comfortable with that.
um, I could just say she lives in Chicago.
Okay.
I'm comfortable saying her name. I just don't like her. I don't
Okay.
I don't like her tactics. I don't like what she's done to the hip hop museum, that had absolutely nothing to do with nothing.
Mm. Hmm. Okay. Guess I have to do some detective work on that part. See who this is. Um, so as it relates to more recently, you reunited with Bambataa, or you came into his presence. Was that in a was that a funeral or memorial? What was the event?
Oh, well, what it was, because Queen Amber, she was like one of the leaders or the leader of
Mhm.
the Zulu Nation, because I know once Bam stepped down, she took his place and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, she just recently passed away.
Okay.
I believe two weeks ago or something.
Okay.
And they would and the Zulu Nation, it was their family day and
Mhm.
dedication to the passing of Amber.
Mhm.
And I felt like, you know, I feel in her passing that she was the one that really brung this together.
Mhm.
Um, because if I believe if the passing of well, her, we call her Pepsi. If
Mhm.
the passing of Pepsi didn't happen, I wouldn't have, both of us wouldn't have been at the same place at the same time.
Right.
This was just this past Thursday,
Mhm.
and it was crazy because like I said, I've been dealing with all this the harassment and the slander and stuff from that individual. And, I had prayed to God that, this be over, and I have always wanted uh, a closure. And I felt, you know, talking to that man would give me the much needed closure that I wanted.
Mhm.
And it's just crazy that, I was there in the park. We were at Katona Park in the Bronx,
Yeah.
and I was there chilling, and I was selling my t-shirts, my hip hop movement t-shirts,
Mhm.
and I had just went over to the DJ to the DJ where the DJ was DJing and whatnot, and I was just chilling there. It was just, I don't know, it just something told me to go over there,
Mhm.
So I went over there and I was just chilling. So I was looking in the distance and I seen mad people coming, like
Mhm.
it had to have been maybe like 30, 40 people,
Mhm.
I'm looking and I'm like, who's that?
Right.
I'm looking and then they coming around and whatnot. I said, hold up.
Right.
I said, that's Bambataa.
Right.
He had mad security with him, at least
Mm-hmm.
30 people,
Mm.
you know? And I was like, you know, it just felt like it felt like God wanted me to be there at that time, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's just ironic that I just got this feeling to get up and go to the DJ booth,
Yeah.
you know, and I was over in my tent, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you know, he was coming and I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, because you know, I just wanted to see was he gonna, you know, speak to me, recognize me, or whatever, you know, whatever it was gonna be was what it was gonna be, you know, and it was crazy. So when they walked up and whatnot, you know, the security seen me. I only knew maybe like 3 or 4 of them. The rest of them I didn't know. I guess they knew me, you know, so they stepped away so that me and him can talk. You
Wow.
know,
They stepped away without any conversation.
without any conversation, bro. It was like a movie. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it was God.
Mm.
You know, and it was meant to happen. They stepped away, and somebody told Bambataa to turn around. He turned around. We both seen each other, and it was no fear. It was comfortable, and we both embraced each other with, you know, without even saying a word. You know, when we first seen each other.
Mm.
I haven't seen this man in decades,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, we embraced each other and whatnot. And you know, we had a few private words, and that was it. He went and he was setting up to DJ and stuff, and the security told me to stay where I was, you know, to chill right there, you know, where Bam was. They had, because I guess they seen us embrace each other, so it was like it was no friction or nothing like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I was like, wow, this is crazy, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And it was just a good vibe because, you know, right at that moment, it's like we forgave each other,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like we forgave each other. And, you know, like I say, you know, when God intervenes in an affair, that's something that you don't mess with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the outcome was just crazy. And it's like God set everything straight, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And
Yeah.
you know, and it was crazy because when people seen us, you know, hug each other, whatever, embrace each other, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, every people started crying.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
People started people started crying, and you know, it was just, and then everyone's taking pictures and all of that, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And you know, I don't think he was able to set up his laptop or something. I don't know, but he didn't really get to DJ because of something with the equipment. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
after that, everybody wanted to take pictures with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was crazy. Like everybody wanted to take pictures with him. And, you know, when they was like Bambata's in the house and whatnot, and everybody was like, you know, Bambaataa, and they was like, what's the name of this nation? They was like Zulu, and who's gonna get on down, Bambaataa. It was crazy. And it was like the whole place,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it was just it was crazy. And, you know, when people was taking pictures with him, I was off to the side because I didn't think I was welcome to take pictures with him.
Yeah.
He told me to come and take pictures with them.
Wow.
Yo, it was like a big relief, man.
Wow.
It was like wow, you know. And you know, me and him, we took a picture together and all that. And yeah, it's like, man. And the reason I feel like a big relief is that I felt that this was meant to happen because in 2016 and stuff and beyond, you know, you know, I had totally forgot that when I was younger, when I was 15, I had a fake ID, you know, and I had a fake ID that said that I was 18 to get into the clubs and stuff. And I had this ID before I even met Bambataa in them. And, you know, that's how I was getting in the clubs with them and stuff like that.
Right.
So, you know, going into these clubs, you had to be 18, you know? So I guess with him seeing me in the clubs and stuff, what is you obviously gonna think? You know, he's of age, he's in here with us.
Right. Right.
You know, so you know, you know, me, I guess I'm part to blame too, because I never said, I never told him I was 15. You know, I
Is
was
that what
telling,
you mean when you say, when you mentioned we forgave each other? Is that what you mean?
yeah,
You feel like,
yeah, yeah. That's what I feel like, you know, and you know, I told him I was sorry, you know,
to his face the other day?
yeah, you know, because I felt and I still feel if if I would have told him that I was the age, you know, 15, I honestly believe in my heart that none of this would have happened, you know. Um, so I just felt that I needed to say that. So it was like we forgave each other, you know.
Did he apologize to you?
We have private words, you know.
Can't disclose
We had,
you can't
you know,
disclose if he said, if he apologized though?
you know, we had private words, you know, and you know, just the presence alone and everything said sorry, you know,
Okay.
and we both said, you know, I told him I loved him. He said that he loved me, you know what I mean? So that was like, no, there's no hatred there, you know? And you know, it was like forgiveness, and you know, I feel good about that, you know. And I did tell like on my YouTube channel, maybe like a couple of months ago or a year ago, I did let you know, like my fan base know that you know, when I was 15, I had a fake ID that said that I was 18. Back then in New York, everybody had that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was getting in the Roxy's and everywhere, you know,
This is what year is this, about 1980? What year is that?
this was 1980. Yeah, man. And I remember when I got the ID, we was down on 42nd Street, you know,
Right.
me and my friends, and I remember it was a party that we wanted to go to. So it was like five of us. We went and got fake IDs, but you know, during the trauma and everything I had, and when I came out, I had totally forgot about that, because I back then, and I've always said that the only thing that I wanted to know was why me,
Yeah.
you know? And I said that in 2016, and I guess I got that answer, you know, and is because, you know, me, I never known for Afrika Bambaataa to mess with any any underage kids or anything.
Yeah.
You know, that was never the rumor. That was never ever the rumor. The rumor was that he liked the same just guys. You
Okay.
know, it was never underage kids until I came out in 20 into 20 and what I came out in 2016.
2016, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
But
until I
I
came
have
out.
to push back a little bit on that, because there are a number of cases of other people, at least six others who are accusing him of similar things, including
You know,
Hassan
some
Campbell, obviously.
some of them some of them were of age. And it's crazy because you don't, it's like, you know, certain people just don't talk about them. You know, they want to keep it at the age that that people claimed that they was. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I look at it like this. You know, I'm just speaking from a person that never, never seen this man do anything but underage kids. You
Mm-hmm.
got to look at like when I came out, right? You know, I let the world know that I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I just needed to get it off my chest of what transpired
Mm-hmm.
because it just damaged me.
Yeah.
And what I did. Nobody forced me to do anything. I did it willingly,
Mm-hmm.
and so did others. But they were older than me. They were
Mm-hmm.
of age, you
Right.
know, and nobody forced nobody to do anything. And I look at it like this: if people had to, wanted to back me because they know this is something that took place or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to get it off your chest too,
Mm-hmm.
but you see the pushback and the all the crazy stuff that Bee Stinger got on YouTube. Oh, you wanted it and all of
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. So maybe people wanted to get that same type of relief out,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't want to say they was of age. So they say that
Mm-hmm.
they were younger, and that's a way to get it out, get it
Right.
out of the system, you know?
Without admitting to doing a hom homosexual act, basically. Is that fair to
Exactly.
say? And
Exactly.
that's obviously your opinion. You don't know that for sure, correct?
I don't know that for I don't know that for sure, but I do know one person that claimed that they was 13 when this happened, but they wasn't 13. They was way older than me.
Mhm. Okay. But let me ask you this. Age aside, there's also what they call a power dynamic, right? It's sort of like if you're the boss and you have an employee and they might be consenting adults, but perhaps there's a again, an inequity in power. Obviously you say you were 18, but 18 is young as well. So legally you may have been of age, but perhaps mentally or in other ways, maybe you weren't there for that, right? Is that,
Right.
I mean, how do you feel in that regard? Not necessarily from the age, but maybe maturity or the fact that this luminary of hip hop is showing interest in you in some other way.
hmm Um, I mean, growing up, man, it's like I hated myself um for even doing that,
Mhm.
you know. But I at that age I indulged in grown folks' affairs,
Mm.
and I shouldn't have, And I know when I did, I was scared, I was nervous, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was young,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, and knowing that, this person thinks I'm older.
Mm.
It's just like the females when they
Mm.
tell a guy that they're older and they know they're not. But this is crazy. This is reversed. This is a
Yeah.
guy in that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. But did you ever outright say that? Or, your ID might be one thing, but I mean, did he look at your ID? Did you show him your ID? How would he, or did he, I guess you said just based on your lifestyle being in the clubs and things like that. Are you saying there was never said, but
Yeah, and then when I went to the clubs and stuff with them, we all had to take out our ID.
right.
I took mine out too. I'm
Right.
here.
Yeah. Do you feel like this is your way of absolving him of wrongdoing? Is this corrective for you? Is this somehow helping his legacy restore itself?
I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I, I I never thought about that. I just, I just wanted, I just wanted closure,
Right. Okay.
you know, and I got that closure. I
Right.
feel good,
Yeah.
you know, I feel good, and um, I don't think no amount of therapy can equal the amount of closure
Mm-hmm.
that I had just with a minute or two, and talking to him and letting him know that that I was sorry,
Mm-hmm.
for everything that happened, um, and vice versa, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's it's like it's like it's like that chapter is closed,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in my mind and in my heart. I
Mm-hmm.
feel relieved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How does you mentioned the Zulu Nation at this event. Some would say that he has been, shamed out of the culture. You look at the Hip Hop 50 and what that means to hip hop. Obviously, it was an amazing celebration. Well, you could argue how amazing it was, but we celebrated. And then, secondly, we're talking about our pioneers and obviously the Godfathers, like Kool Herc, Flash, Grandmaster Flash, and Bambaataa, and we really didn't see a lot. We didn't see Bambaataa at all. Uh,
Hmm.
to
I,
me, that was a dark underside of our culture that not only was just sort of cut out, but it also was not talked about, and we haven't reconciled that in any way. And now we're heading into 51 years. If you will, could you maybe talk a little to the way that he was, you know, received at the annual family event with the Zulu Nation? I mean, did it seem like any issues, or did anyone?
and it it didn't seem like any issues at all.
Mhm.
And I can even tell you, it was two females that came up to me. I didn't know them from Adam,
Mhm.
that hugged me and said thank you,
Mm.
gave me a kiss on the cheek.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you know, you know. I mean, to be honest, man, this agenda, and I started this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, I
Mhm.
started this, and
Mhm.
and and I want the hip hop community to hear me. I want everybody to hear me. I started this, and this has been pushed by an opportunist.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and this is what you have to understand, And when I came out, I was in pain. I was angry because Bambaataa said he didn't know me. So it was like, oh, okay, you don't know me, and his lawyer was grandstanding.
Mhm.
He wasn't charged today. He wasn't charged yesterday and stuff. So it kind
Mhm.
of hurt, I felt like you was grandstanding. So
Mhm.
that's why on Doggy Diamonds and I think two other or one other channel,
Mhm.
I said, okay, I'm gonna take Afrika Bambaataa to court.
Mhm.
I was never gonna take Afrika Bambaataa to court. That was not my agenda. I
Mhm.
just wanted to know why me, because I had never heard of any this man talking to anybody of underage kids. I never even heard of during that time, him liking same people, like same guys or whatever. And I was just hurt because, like, nobody told me, you know.
Yeah.
But then as I get older and I'm finding out, a lot of people they that I knew just didn't know,
Yeah.
It was rumored, you
Hmm.
know, it was rumored, but
Hmm.
like it hurts me to see these opportunities attack people who didn't even know,
Yeah.
just to get a name,
Hmm.
just to get a name for herself and stuff, and I don't know, man. This whole thing is a circus. You
Yeah.
know, I bring this out and I'm telling the world that this is a circus, and
Mhm.
I I honestly feel that the hip hop community and everybody is is I don't as far as the 50th anniversary,
Mhm.
I I I'm not cool with what they did, regardless of anything. There's three founding fathers, Grandmaster Flash, Kool Herc, and Afrika Bambaataa. Regardless to anything,
Mhm.
you cannot take away from what this man has done for hip hop,
Mhm.
and I feel and that's why I'm speaking out, because I wish when I came out and on Lisa Evers, and you was on the Lisa
Yeah.
Evers show, and
Mhm.
I just wish that I would have remembered then that I had a fake ID that said that I was 18, you know, and it really really bothers me. It
You
really
don't
really
think, do you think there's any chance that he knew you were younger?
no. I didn't know that
You
man
said
from
it, you
Adam.
said it was common that everyone had fake IDs. Do you think that it's at all possible that he knew that you were having or presenting as older?
No, because I always tried to act like I was older to
Mhm.
everybody,
Okay. Okay. When you
even to my peers.
Right. When you let me ask you this. When you say, I think you said adult affairs. I think that's the term you use. When you say adult affairs, outside of this, what other things were you into?
um, like hanging out with other people. I miss my childhood. Once I started hanging out with older people, I was trying to act older and stuff, when knowing I was supposed to have been out there playing tag and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But here, I'm trying to act like I was older and stuff, and you know, it, it, I, man, I feel like I missed out on a childhood, like
Mhm.
to totally, be honest,
Yeah.
and I damn, it's crazy.
I feel you. I mean, for you, what, not, this is more of a general question when you talk about missing your childhood, but like, what was the Bronx like at that time? We're talking the 70s and the 80s.
A
Um,
lot of gangs,
yeah.
a lot of drugs, you know, and that's why I felt it, you know, safe being around like the Zulu Nation and the Black Spades back then. And I guess that's why I tried to act like I was older and tried to act more mature so they don't think that I'm a little kid, for the protection and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
And back then nobody messed with Bee Stinger.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
I think that, I just wish that I just wish that when I came out in 2016, I didn't come out on the YouTube channel that I came out on, and met that lady and stuff.
Yeah.
I you know, uh, 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 to me, if I may offend some people, um, but it needs to be said. I felt that their handling of this situation was niggerism. Fact, fact. You understand what I'm saying? And it was, to my, how I feel, and it's my opinion, it wasn't held professionally. You know, anytime you can sit there and attack the person who brought this a story to the world, because I'm not doing what you want me to do.
Yeah.
You know, people need to look at that.
Absolutely.
People need to look at that, and regardless, you still gotta remember this took place over 40 years ago.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these people try to bring it to the world like this is happening today.
Right.
You know, and I think that's unfair, you know, to Afrika Bambaataa. You know, and you got to understand that the person that's pushing the agenda hard has something like $14,000 approximately invested in this situation.
Right.
You know, so anybody that has money invested in a situation is tainted.
Right.
You know, your opinion is it doesn't count.
So they were planning a documentary and invested money in the doc. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Right. And were potentially, I guess you could say, afraid of losing money because you weren't going along with what they wanted you to do. Is that fair? Is that what?
Exactly.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Got it.
You know, in my opinion, and the world needs to know this, you know, and you know, I feel part to blame about this, you know, and I don't listen, man. I don't put nothing past nobody that's associated with them. I don't.
Right. The documentarians.
Because you know the same person, you know, wanted me, you know, they wanted me to get a lawyer and all of that and take Bambataa to court and stuff, you
Yeah.
know, and that's none of their business. It happened to me, not you. Why are you so invested in worrying about me taking this man to court? You know, what motive do you have?
Right. Right.
You know, the world don't know that. All they see is them attacking Bambaataa and Zulu Nation. But for what?
Right.
Do you know behind the scenes they were attacking the survivor because I wasn't part of the agenda?
Right.
You know, I wasn't growing up getting money from Bambaataa. Bambaataa wasn't feeding my dogs. You know, you know, I wasn't getting none of this stuff from Bambaataa, and
Right.
then Bambaataa cut me off, cut
Right.
my money flow off. So of course, if someone cuts your money flow off in your dog food, you know you're gonna mention rumors that you hear about him, you know, because you're bitter, you're sore, and so you want to attack him.
Right. Right.
You know, this is what the people need to see, who's really pushing the agenda.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Angel's advocate. They think he's this monster as described by you, as you've projected
Right.
to us and the world. and they want to take him down so he does not do this to any more kids. Is that possible that they felt like they were doing justice or trying to take someone off the street that might be, into young and underage boys?
I feel honestly, and you asking me how I feel, right? The person that brung this to the world. I felt they did this for their own
Okay.
come up,
Okay.
their own. I feel, and I could say this, I feel it wasn't about me, it was about them.
Okay.
And I can say this because they attacked me,
Right.
because I didn't do what they wanted me to do.
Okay.
So you're, oh, we're doing this for Bee Stinger because he was underage. So why are you attacking the underage person?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
know, it's a lot to it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot to it, man. And everybody just needs to wake up for real, man. Like, yo, it's so, it is, and everything that I said happened. Every
Right.
sexual act that I said
Right.
happened.
Right. I
You
mean,
understand?
mm-hmm. I hear you. Mm-hmm. Every and when you look back at that year, particularly 2016, but also some of the interviews you did, the visuals, you're very, very, very descriptive. It looks like torment, I mean, real torment, anguish. Do you,
Yeah, I was messed up behind that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
really was. Like, yo, I did stuff with a man.
right,
Anybody would be messed up.
right,
You know?
yeah, yeah. That's heavy. That's heavy stuff, especially when you start talking about taking your own life. And I mean, we're not talking.
And I was wanted to take my own life because of uh those opportunists, those people who said they care. Let Bambataa never threatened me when I came out. The
Mhm,
Zulu Nation never threatened me or harassed me when I came out. Those people
mhm.
did.
Okay, okay.
So it speaks volumes.
Okay. How are you with the Zulu Nation now? I know obviously we all know numerous people. Know numerous people from the nation, Zulu Nation, and you were a member. Are you still a member? Are you trying to be a member again, or what are your thoughts?
I'm like I said, I'm Zulu for life. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like I roll 100% with the Universal Zulu Nation.
mhm.
You know, I don't know. Maybe some people like me, some people don't. I don't know. I don't know. But as far as the people that I hung out with, all of us are solid.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I've met during the course of these years, I've met a lot of other Zulus that I
Mhm.
didn't know, and we're solid.
Okay.
You know, um, and honestly, man, coming from those people and the way they attack me, and I see the lies and the slander and everything that they're doing towards Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation, who had absolutely nothing to do with this. Um, I listen, man. If I can forgive and I have closure, I really think because like I said, I don't know this man for doing anything with underage kids. I don't. I
Mhm.
only know the agenda by those people and the people around the agendarists.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
Well, ugh. The
I,
agenda. Well, I am not here to judge based on agenda versus no agenda versus guilt or innocence, even for that matter. But I will say this: there's one outstanding case right now that's in the state of New York that's actually open at the moment. Um, I do believe that's a civil case, so I can't say
Mhm.
whether I don't think there are criminal charges with that case, but
No, there's no criminal charges with that case.
okay.
It's civil.
Mhm.
Um, can I be totally honest?
Yeah, absolutely. I encourage it.
And this is what kind of started that too, with the lady attacking me and stuff. But I can't help the way I feel.
Mhm.
I don't believe it.
Okay. You don't believe the person, the John Doe?
No, I don't.
What makes you
Sex
not believe it?
trafficking, sex trafficking, and I've never heard none of that in my entire life of
Mhm.
knowing them
Mhm.
until this lady came.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
You know,
Mhm.
I was
You sure you don't
asked.
want to tell me her name so we can, at bare minimum, just for fact checking
Listen, man, the
purposes?
world knows who she is.
Okay,
Listen, man,
so
my thing is, I mean, to be honest, I was asked when I told the lady that I had a lawyer and stuff because
mhm,
they pressured me to get a lawyer. And I
mhm,
felt if I didn't get a lawyer, they were gonna attack me. You know, I'm coming for you. Those are the exact words. I got
mhm.
a, I got a, I got a audio that I want you to listen to. I'm gonna get it to you, Chuck, and then you can see exactly where I'm coming from.
Okay.
You know, um, Dad, what was I saying?
You
When I got a lawyer, the lady wanted me to ask my lawyer if Bambaataa took someone across state lines,
mhm,
would that be federal charges? So
mhm,
the way so I took it as if because it sounded like to me this is how I took it, like she wanted me to say that he took me across state lines and see what
mhm.
the lawyer would say if this is federal or something like that, you know.
Okay.
So with that and with them attacking me and going on this dude's YouTube channel and talking about, did you see Ronald Savage's TikTok page? Trying to tell the world that it was underage girls on my TikTok and this and this and that.
Hmm.
You know that was dancing to the music
Right.
because you know I make music. I underground recording artists and stuff, and
Right.
I did with any what everybody else does, every other artist. If they look on TikTok and see who's doing the latest dances and stuff, and then
Mhm.
they slide their music out and put your music under it,
Right.
hoping that it rocks. You
Right.
know, and that's what I did. You know, I didn't know them people from Adam. I did what everybody does.
Yeah.
And she tried to attack me with that
Mm.
because I didn't take this man to court. She did it 3 days before the Child Victim Act. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Right.
So and if I would have went along with the agenda, she would have never said that.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
So this is what I say to the world. You know, you know, you guys don't know what was taking place behind the scene.
Mhm.
And, you know, I really think you guys need to uh, 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 give Bambaataa a chance.
Mm. Mm.
I honestly, I started this.
Mm.
I started this, and I'm asking everybody on the sound of my voice if you could give this man a chance.
Mm.
You know, he is
Mhm.
the godfather. He is the godfather of hip hop. And you hearing this from the person who brought this story to the world,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
And no one else is doing anything to this man except for the person who spent approximately like $14,000.
Mhm. Yeah,
So that speaks a lot.
absolutely. So, in your mind, or in your reality, or what you believe, Afrika Bambaataa is guilty of nothing. No, he's not guilty of any wrongdoing in your mind. Is that how you feel?
Um, Pertaining to me and stuff or everything.
No, everything.
Pertaining to me, I honestly feel he's not guilty of nothing because I pretended to be older than what I was.
Hmm.
And I honestly believe if if he knew that I was 15, I don't think that that would take place, would have taken place. I
Mhm.
I I feel that and I put that on my kids.
What about the way it all happened? Didn't you describe it as being you sitting in the house watching a program, and then that
Yeah,
program?
I was cutting school and I went to his house. I had nowhere to go to cut, you know, and I went into the living room and another guy was there DJing and I went into his bedroom. There was a photo book on the bed. I started looking through the photo book and he came in and you know I already went through it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I ran out the house and stuff, you know. It messed me up. Wow. I'm still fucked up behind that. I'm still
Right, but
messed up.
that in my and again, this is not me trying to coerce you, but I don't want to victim blame or put the onus on you. There were things that happened that weren't normal that got you to that place where you were doing something you don't feel like you would have normally done, or if you were regretful of doing.
I feel that you should not push your sexuality on someone else.
Hmm.
You know, so maybe he's guilty of that, trying to uh push his sexuality onto me.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
Mhm.
when I was a virgin.
Mhm. Right. Yeah, that's very heavy, man. I'll say, I don't think you have anything to apologize for. I'll just say that. I'll go on record as far as I feel.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel you should apologize and that's what helps you sleep at night, fine. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you know, I, I should have I wish I didn't pretend that I was 18 years old. I wish I didn't have a fake ID. That's what I feel bad about.
Mhm. Okay. All
That
right.
part, just that part.
Got you. Okay. What next? As far as you moving forward, are there, or do you think you'll talk to him again? Do you think you'll have a more significant conversation, or do you feel the need to have that conversation?
I, as of right now, I got everything that I needed. I got closure.
Hmm.
And if God chooses, you know, for it to, go further to have another conversation, that's God will make that happen.
Hmm.
You know, I got what I wanted, you know, and that was closure. I got, you know, to let him know that, you know, I shouldn't have had a fake ID, but I
Mm,
did. I
mhm,
had fun. I got into the clubs,
mhm,
So no, I'm
mhm.
not apologizing for that.
Right,
Got into
right.
the clubs, It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
Jay.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I hear you. It's very rough, man. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it
hard.
is,
It's really hard to imagine for me. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around what you have been through. The idea that a lot of this caused suicidal thoughts, you know, the whole totality of it all has possibly
Mhm.
caused you to commit suicide.
Yeah,
So hopefully you continue to do that self work and care for yourself in a manner that allows you to continue to live a, you know, a more meaningful life uh, without regret, without, you know, continually beating yourself up.
yeah, definitely, man. And you know, I think that, people they've been through something that I've been through, or any
Hmm.
other type of situation like that, keep that stuff off of YouTube, and get the proper care that you need, and that's a therapist and a psychiatrist,
Yeah.
because you might run into the same problems that I did.
Mhm.
And definitely keep it off of YouTube. And most importantly, if you're 15 years old, tell people you're 15 years old. Don't pretend to be older than what you are. And as a man, I feel I feel bad about that. But the little kid, the little 15-year-old, did
Mhm.
not know any better.
Right. Right. All right. All right. Thank you for your time, man. Appreciate your
Mhm.
time. This is a heavy, heavy interview. Big, heavy interview. Definitely.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we'll figure out a process of this, processing this and get it, you know, get it together and get it out there. It's a big deal.
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely is, man. And I, you know, I just want them to get that man a chance,
Mm.
because I don't, for what those other people are doing, it's an agenda. And
You think
for
they're
them,
still doing stuff though? I don't get the impression. I mean, he's never been criminally charged. He's out and about. What, you know, it sounds almost
yeah,
like he's
I see the way hip hop treats him, you
Mhm.
know, but then it's crazy because I saw nothing but love and reality just last week.
Right. Right.
The whole section, the whole park, they had nothing but love for that man.
Mhm. Okay. 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 We'll see. We'll see how this goes. This is an interesting development. That's what I can call it. And then an
Yeah.
interesting development, which is very interesting because you know the court of public opinion and the court legally, those are two completely different things. And
Mm.
and black folks, you know, we've seen a lot of our heroes go down. We've seen folks like Bill Cosby, even recently Jonathan Majors
Mhm.
and many others. Was Bambataa trying to buy NBC?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
He
mean,
did something to somebody.
you think maybe upset somebody somewhere upstairs?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Well,